So we're now 3 weeks or so into the release of Master Duel, and we've had, plenty of time to play the game on console, on PC, on mobile, and to see the issues with the game, right? There's definitely some things they can improve, and today I want to talk about my thoughts on what they can improve, what they could do to make them better, and let me know down below your thoughts on Master Duel and what you want to see changed, or just in general, things you want to see from the game going forward. And start with the Legacy Pack tickets. So these are the rewards you get from completing PvP duels, right? When your duel assessment score, you might drop 2 or 3 in a match, which is fine. They're a filler reward. You get maybe a super rare or higher if you're lucky. And in those packs, there's a few good cards, right? The Stealth Kraken, I think, is in there. The Crooked Cook's in there. There's a ton of other generic Link monsters as well that are in there as well. So there's a few good cards in there. But in general, it's mainly filler stuff and stuff that no one's really going to be using in their decks. And so the fact you can't dismantle these cards to craft with them is really annoying. The fact you can craft those cards from those packs for the same CP as you can for cards from the normal packs is also doubly kind of insulting, but you should be able to dismantle these cards, but I think at a very, very low reduced rate, right? So let's say for every, card from the Legacy packs you dismantle, you get 3 CP rather than 10. That then incentivizes you to go into PvP, keep playing, to play the game more. It makes engagement go up, which a lot of companies nowadays are looking at engagement numbers as the main driving factor for their games. And so just, the chance that every pack you open might be a little bit closer to you getting a new ultra rare, which, you need 10 cards from the Legacy pack to get an ultra rare, which is really hard to do by itself. So I don't think that change would make or break the game, I think it's just been a nice quality of life thing that would be good to see, and I don't think anyone would kind of complain about a system where you could at least get some reward back for your Legacy Pack tickets. Secondly is a casual PvP environment. Now we know we're getting events, right? We know we're getting at some point in the Fusion, Synchro Xyz Cup, the Classic Beginner Cup, which I think is Konami's way of saying we're going to give you it, right? We're giving you it via these new events, but that's not the same, right? Some people just want to go into the onto the game and, like Duel Links, play their fun Blue Eyes decks, which can play PvP, but, let's say Ojamas, or Toons, or what other archetypes are kind of fun, Malefics, or Heretics, or something like that, right? They're for fun decks, play them in PvP, and not expect to go up against 15-minute turn times of someone playing Adamantipator, or Shadow Invoked, or whatever. Give people the option to play in a mode that kind of suits them. And it's really, it's really baffling because every other card game pretty much has a casual ranked ladder. Duel Links does, Hearthstone I think does, MTG Arena I'm sure does as well. Should have been day one. People kind of expected that the free duel thing would be that. That's kind of what it is in Duel Links. But no, we just don't have that at all, and it's one of the most baffling kind of missions for a day one card game release. But speaking of the dueling, the post-duel rewards. When you win a duel, it's great, right? You're getting 3,000, 4,000, 6,000 duel assessment points. That's 6 rewards, right, in total. But when you lose, you could spend the entirety of a 15-minute game getting FDK'd. You get literally nothing, no reward. If you're playing a 45-minute Eldritch Grand game and you lose, you get nothing. You might luckily get 1,100 CP, and that goes and gets you 1 reward, right? So I think, in Duel Links, right, when you lose a match, you get between 1,000 and 2,000 duel assessment points. You feel like your time was rewarded even if you lost. Like, no, you're not getting, you're not getting rank up gems, but you might get a pity Legacy Pack or a pity gem pool. I don't know why that's not in the game when the duels can take like 5 to 10 times longer, but it's in Duel Links. It just doesn't make sense to me at all. Then let's talk about gem prices. I think this is the big one, right, in the community, that the gem economy kind of dries up. Once you reach Platinum, you've beat the game, despite we're not seeing anything for events or for campaigns or whatever. Now, if you look at Duel Links, in Duel Links on average month, you're getting between 4,500 to 5,000 gems. So far in Master Duel, if we were to kind of tally up the monthly things we know about so far, we're getting just shy of 4,000, if not a little bit more, around 4,000 gems from just dailies and the guaranteed ranked and the logins. And so that compares kind of favourably to Duel Links, and even better than Duel Links, because in Duel Links your gems are worth less than in Master Duel, right? In Master Duel, your 100 gems gets you a 8 card pack. In Duel Links, that gets you 2 3 card packs. and those packs have no guarantees on any holos or whatever. And they come from a box where you could go 200 packs deep to get the one card you want. Overall, the gems might be slightly less than Duel Links, but they're worth more. So in that regard, it seems from a Duel Links player, it seems fine. But the gem prices in the store, I'll admit, are stupid. And I think the only thing you should be doing if you're buying gems is going on those deals, right? And they're gonna come back. You know, they have a timer for a reason. You know, they're gonna expire, then they're gonna come back with a brand new deal and probably brand new bundle deals in the store, right? They're gonna do that. But the default gem prices by themselves make Duel Links look good by comparison, which is kind of saying something, really. And finally, my kind of main big thing is communication on the future, on events, on all that kind of thing. We know they're coming, right? We know there's features that Konami said about back in July, like tournaments, that we know are coming, but we don't have any idea when. In Duel Links every month, we get an upcoming updates post, where it tells us some reward cards, some events, hints and teasers, that kind of thing, that sometimes can be really informative, sometimes they're kind of garbage, but the point is, communication is there. Now, Konami has been really good, I'll give them that, on issues and bugs, right? If you go to the game now, go to the issues tab, there is a ton, and you'll see them before you even encounter them on ranked. When we had the ranked duel thing, right? It took a day, which is pretty quick for Konami, right? Looking from Duel Links to actually respond and say, you know what, we see this, we're working on this, we're giving you compensation, we'll talk about it more in the future, but at least communication was there. I think events is the bigger thing, right? Because carpool people can kind of expect that we're going to stay behind the TCG for a while in the OCG, right? But as long as we're behind the TCG and OCG, it doesn't make sense to give us the TCG ban list because there'd be no real reason to. But I think the main reason why we haven't really heard anything about events is because they were waiting until the game was fully out on mobile. Because if you're a mobile player, right, and you're going in day one today, then you don't want to be hit with all these brand new events for a game you haven't kind of been accustomed to. And so I think that give it a week, right? Let's give it a week and see what happens with events. I think, you know, in a week's time they might say, hey, look, the Classic Cup is coming. All these new mobile players that are going to be the most casual players, right? The people that play on PC and console, they're going to be your more hardcore players, right? The people that download the game right away, they're going to be the more hardcore that searched out the game early. But the casuals, they might remember Yu-Gi-Oh! From back in the day, right? And want something closer to that. And so give them a week to kind of get to grips with the game and then say, you know what? Here's an event you can play in that's like, you know, like how you used to play or similar to, not same obviously because, you know, Playground Yu-Gi-Oh! Versus competitive is very different, but similar to how you used to play back in the day. I think when you look at it that way, it starts to make more sense as to their overall plan. And I hope that's the case, right? I hope as well that's the case with the rank system. We know there's more ranks, we know there's a legend and a cog and you know, and a blue eyes rank or whatever. We know they're coming. We don't know when, but again, I think that they wanted to wait until the game's fully out in every region so that, you know, they didn't just like have people miss out on content, especially for events, right? If events have certain accessories or mates or something and people miss out on them, then that's going to kind of suck. But now that the game is out everywhere, they can go full steam ahead and hopefully bring us content and communication at a somewhat decent rate. I'd hope so at least. But that is my thoughts overall on Master Duel, the 5 or 6 things so far that I think need changing or that concern me about the game. Nothing too game breaking. Like, I'm really enjoying the game, you know. I'm not complaining about a lack of content. That's not what I'm doing. I'm concerned about a lack of communication, right, about the game and about things we know are coming that were somewhat promised back in July, right, that aren't here. You know, just going to ranked and seeing a button that says coming soon doesn't really help to excite me. It just makes me think the game is half-baked and rushed out the door in some respects. If they said, you know, this is coming on this date, right, then that makes sense. But the vagueness and the lack of communication definitely doesn't help in that regard. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next Master Duel video. See you then.